minutes ago, it sounded like the 4th of July on the National Mall as the hometown Redskins were introduced to this sold-out crowd. They are set to go as their guys will match up with Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. 2-1 loss team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Luck on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. From the end zone, Smith. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. To give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
The first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Now, you often say that sort of open. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And fights through one man. And a solid run down inside the 30. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Doyle. And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Here's a screen to Powell. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Smith. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Yellow.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. This one complete to Jordan Reed. Smith finding his big tight end Reed for a Redskins first.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Nifty move. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Smith. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Liz.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. Flush to his right. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. It'll be a Redskin 1st down as Smith hits Crowder.
52. 35.
From the 50, it's Smith. Eluding the pressure right. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. He was looking to get that one to Chris Thompson, and that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. Back to the air, Smith on second down, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Here's Luck now on second down. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Now the fourth-year man from Texas A&M, Christian Michael. And he's going to build his way forward to the 48. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Off of play action, Luck. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he's brought down. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Play action. It's Luck. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
53.
They'll run it with Mack. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
Now this feels like old school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Let's go, 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 go. I said.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Danico Autry able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And the ball moved up here now to 2nd and 7 following the penalty.
Orange. Set. Line. Slot. Hey, lock in.
Smith now to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Liz.
Now Smith on 3rd down. Throw left side complete. That's Richardson. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got the guy has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Smith escaping the pressure right. And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a gain of 6 on the play. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Smith throwing again. Flushed out right. On the catch, it's Crowder. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the 1st down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Hey, on. Hey, gun.
Running for it. Here's Peterson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
15, yeah. Let's go yellow. Regular. 15.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Dancing to his left. A strong running. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. This one caught by Crowder. And he gets it down to the 32. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
Yellow. Hey, back up.
On 1st down, Smith. Flush to his right. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got it.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on 2nd down is Locke. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
And his throw here's incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity. Just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
The Colts on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Going for the deep ball. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So out now come the Redskins. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do, because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, here's Love. Buying time to his left. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
On first and 10, Love. Forced out to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mack. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Right, 622. Hey, easy.
They go play action here on first down. And it's incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Second and 10, Luck again. Over the middle, complete. That's Rodgers. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Again, Love. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Swearinger, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reaction to those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now. And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Throwing is Smith. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Strong right. Right, 674.
They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now a toss play. This is Mack. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. The Colts on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, these offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go.
And that's caught inside the 30. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. And even 50 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And some room to work. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw, Smith. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Even after more than a decade in the league, Smith still one to account for with his legs as he picks up a first.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
They'll try the air now with Smith. Escaping the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 5. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Short throw, pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? The reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
On second down, here's Smith. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. He'll be dropped at the 30. The first broken tackle was there, but couldn't bust free. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a third down. Smith. the safety valve here. That's complete. Oh, and now some space to operate. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Flushed out right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap. Was this on the Redskins? I think so. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Again, Smith. Throw left side complete. That's Richardson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 8 on the play, and they're going to have a third down. Throwing again is Smith. Complete. Richardson has it. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And the Colts getting ready to go. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll fake it. Now Love. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because it nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Throwing on third down. Luck. Looking deep for Hilton. This is caught at the 20. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken around the 12. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Margus Hunt able to get in and bury him well behind the line for a loss of 17.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Play action. It's Smith going up top. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Good list. Orange.
Third and long, it's Smith. He's going to fire one deep. The guy's man complete. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And another timeout taken by the Colts. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back.
35.
Smith on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. So now on 4th down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Off of play action. Luck. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A gain of 32 that time. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. There he goes inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a 1st down.
Well, it certainly appears that the big guys up front have taken charge of the line of scrimmage. 2 really nice plays back-to-back. But on the defensive side of the ball, there shouldn't be any despair. Okay, they've got us a couple of times here. Hang in there, keep your composure, and try and figure it out for the next play.
That one goes for 24 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're...
That's got to feel good for Andrew Luck. His first touchdown pass since New Year's Day of 2017. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now, 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
Ah, my bad.
On first down, it's Smith. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. Quarter number 4. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
15.
From the gun, here's Smith. Flush to his right. Looking long for his... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. He got 29 yards that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. On 1st and 10, Smith eluding the pressure right. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now Smith. Here's a screen to Powell. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you can take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Now it's Smith looking for the end zone. It's Alex Smith's first touchdown pass as a Washington Redskin, as his guys are back within a single score. A sensational one-handed grab in the end zone for the score. Looked like you at the Davis Turkey Bowl every year in the backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, you're so kind. That's definitely in my mind. But how about this? They always tell guys going after the ball, the receivers especially, you got to have a single-minded obsession to go get it. How about going up with a single hand and making that happen? I don't know if it gets much better than what we just saw there.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
And that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
To throw on 2nd down is Locke. Looking deep here for Ebron. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost like the game believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. And he'll get this up to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Good list. Orange. 12.
Here's Smith to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
53.
After the interception, it's Love. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. Pushing through the contact. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Looking left-sided, he's got a man. That's Peterson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Adrian Peterson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. They keep it on the ground. Mack again. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now Luck. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
Luck. The pass complete to Ryan Grant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down. Now it's Luck. And some room to run now. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Luck now to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was DJ Swearinger right there on the coverage. A really nice knockdown. He gets so much pressure in these situations on defensive backs. What are they taught?
Play the ball, not the man. Because if you have a pass interference penalty in this spot, boy, oh boy, you put your team in a bad place.
On third down, it's Mack, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So it comes down to a man who has done this many, many times before, Adam Vinatieri. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And the Colts coming out now. They're set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far.
Throwing. Strong right.
First throw in overtime for Locke. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Matt Ioannidis. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Luck. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be marked down deep in Washington territory. A huge play there in overtime. 69 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a handoff. It's Christian Michael. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. Two minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and 6.
A shotgun snap for Locke. Flushed out right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive, they're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. A gain of 3, second down. So a little chunk there on first as they try to chip away down 3 in overtime.
I like your description. Chip away, down 3. You don't have to get it all in one big play, although obviously that would be nice. But there's no need to have that type of risk associated with it. Run your offense, get first downs, get yourself in a position where you know you're going to at least get 3 and keep this game going. You get 6.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Danico Autry. Able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now Smith with his first throw of OT. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for 15 and a first. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. This one caught by Crowder. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive turn moment.
And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. And his guys are going to get the football